What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. We're back. We've got some very exciting stuff going on. We're on to the decking and some of the final, well, not really final details, but we're on to the closer to finishing details. We're doing all of our Deckorators decking. We got Deckorators Costa, Khaya. Make sure you hit subscribe. Stay tuned. Getting a lot of this Deckorators Khaya trim up, and you just saw how Josh did that. Good job, by the way, bud.
Thank you.
New hat?
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks.
So we just set up the track saw on the wall, and then we can get a nice clean cut, and we've got a full 5.5 here, because you're going to see that full 5.5 inch exposure on this side. But this side we have a slight overhang here, so you're going to see the side of this board. So we ripped this one down to 4.5, so we still have, with the side of this board, a 5.5 inch exposure. So it looks really nice and clean. We just left this a little bit high because once the countertops get installed, they might have to shim this a little bit, so we can take it down, trim a tiny bit off, and fit in there like a glove. Good job. I also get a lot of questions about our stair detail and why we do that 7.25 board and why that's so important, because you can see we've got a 7.5 inch riser, and this board goes straight across our riser, nice and full. Then we can miter it, it goes back, and it just continues on. So from here, it has that really, really nice clean look, and you have to coordinate your riser and your fascia height with your stair riser so that everything works out. Couple things that I thought about with the layout here. We have two decks. The only place that you're gonna see the transition is right at this doorway. So decided we'll start on this smaller deck because we don't want to have a rip right by the stairs. I don't like that. We'll go this way, and then right here we can pick up that pattern and run this way. Another thing that we did just to make it a little bit easier, this little doorway would be really hard to get the track saw in here. So we just put this 3.5 board in here. We butted right up next to it. This end is gonna get covered by our trim. So we have a little bit of wiggle room. So we could do that one tight. We didn't have to have an exact measurement, and it's gonna turn out beautiful in the end. So hopefully by the end of the day, we got most of these deck boards down, baby. So we're starting to work on our columns here, and we have a really cool kind of Shiplap-like detail here. We just have a little bit more than a 16th inch gap. We didn't want them too big here, but we wanted to have that shadow line. And looks like we're just using, you know, what, some regular PVC here?
No.
Deckorators. Oh, look, this one even says Eovations on it. Mineral-based composite here. So this is essentially the same exact product as what the decking is. It's made in the same way with the mineral-based composite. So expansion and contraction, no worry here. We're not worried about that. So I'm really excited about this. I've never used it before, and it's a product I actually didn't even know about, but I'm glad we found it because we wanted to do a white detail on these posts, but I don't love the idea of using PVC. This even has this nice texture on it, and the fact that it's mineral-based composite. I'm much more confident in that over PVC, so it's looking really good. We're also gonna do some nice corners. We're gonna rip this down and do a nice corner detail on here to cover all of our nails and cover these corner seams. You can see we got a lot of these boards going up here. That's a lot of cuts, so let's show you how we're doing that. All right, Pat, you were doing that. Here you go. Show everybody, what are we doing?
All right, so we have to rip these down to...
We're not ripping them, we're cutting them.
We have to cut these down to... What are we cutting them down to?
12 1/4.
So we got this Deckorators mineral-based riser board. We like it because it doesn't expand and contract like a traditional PVC would. It's got a great texture on it, and it's gonna look sick on these columns. We gotta cut a lot of these though, so we made a jig system to cut these down to 12 1/4, and we're gonna cut a whole bunch. I've already cut a whole bunch. There's stacks on stacks. I'll show you how it works.
Yeah. Was it a fit?
It was a fit.
I guess so.
It's all screwed in.
Good job, bud. What's the lesson learned here?
Keep trying until you succeed.
There you go,
Always.
love that.
Never give
I
up.
respect that.
We're learning to do it once and just measure it right and cut it right and do it one time.
I once heard from a great carpenter that said, never be afraid to make that extra trip to the saw.
I made a bunch of extra strips to the saw.
But in the end, it looks good. And that's what we care about.
Hey, Pat. What are you doing?
Making movies.
Yeah? I'm making decks. Decks and patios. Everybody wants a deck and patio nowadays, right? I don't have a deck and patio. I can build one, but I'm building everybody else's deck and patio. Who's gonna build my deck and patio? Nobody. I'm not gonna trust anybody to build me a deck and patio. I've seen a lot of bad decks and patios out there. I've seen more bad than good. Who's letting these people build these bad decks?
Tony, you want to explain what's going on?
My kid's here.
Little Tony, you want to be on YouTube?
Hey, bud. Give a kiss. Really don't know what I'm doing. just know Sean wanted me to pack out the beam a certain way, so that's what I'm doing. We're packing this out with some 1/2-inch material. We're just putting that nice new Deckorators riser boards on the bottom of the beam. And I'm really not too 100% sure what the finished product's going to be, but I'm just going along with it.
Sometimes it's hard to portray exactly what we're both thinking. So we like to do stuff like this right here, make little drawings. This was mine, so you can probably understand why Anthony doesn't totally understand.
Can't see it from much.
I'm going to explain to you, and now that he's got some done, I think it'll be a little bit easier. So this one's going to go right on top of here. You can see it fits right on there. Give me that one. So you can see we're going to have a piece of decking on both sides of this, and then that creates that little 1/4-inch reveal. So the piece that's going up here is going to be flush with this, and then we'll have the piece that sticks out 1/4 inch on the sides, and then also, sorry Jose, we're going to have the same thing here with a tiny little bit of a reveal. So this is going to go all the way around this opening. So on the top, we packed this out a tiny bit so that he's going to put his next 1/2-inch board to the bottom of this, and then we can have this here, and we're going to have that same reveal that we have all the way around. See, even when I'm picking up the pieces, putting them here and explaining it at the same time, it's still a little hard to understand. So it's something you really got to visualize in your head. That's why sometimes it's difficult to explain that.
I think I got it.
So we're trying to get better at that as we go, but it's really tough. A lot of planning, and that falls on me. It falls on these shoulders. So I got to be better at that. And I'm trying, and I think this is going to work out nice. There you go. Look at that. That's a nice little fit there. Hold on. That's no good. See that?
Low angle.
Oh shit. But that means that this is off kilter a little bit, so what I would do is take this screw out, just shim it up a tiny bit. I'd rather do that, level it out, and then we have a nice straight cut here and we don't have to cut that angle. You know what I'm saying?
I get we're doing this for the camera, but this is really annoying.
Get used to it, bud.
You want me to hold it for you?
No.
Now you can really see the detail that we were going for here. We have this even reveal that's all the way around this window. This is where we're going to build our frames for our screens. And you can see we had the framing for this column even with the beam. This is roughly 1 inch thick. The riser board is roughly a 1/2 inch thick. So that's why we built that out, so that we're even right there, and now we have the same reveal all the way around. It looks really nice, and you know, it looks planned out. We don't have to have all these chunky trim pieces everywhere to cover up different stuff. So Scooter's doing a great job. He's going to finish wrapping up this window, and it's really going to start coming together. That's when we'll get to the screens, but that's probably going to be in the next video, so you'll have to wait for that. We got all of our column trim finished up here, and you can see it looks just really nice. Cleans up those corners beautifully. We got all the nail holes filled. Thank you for that, Pat. And just check it out. It's really starting to come together. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hands, but it just seems appropriate at the moment. Check this out. Nice little window frame that is going to be the frame for our screens that we'll be doing. We'll cover that in the next video. We're also going to be building this out a little bit to accept our screen door. This is where you will enter and exit the entertainment zone. But we're on to some other stuff now. Let me show you what else we got going on. So you can see we got some shiplap going up on this exterior wall. We took down the siding and we replaced it with some shiplap so that everything underneath this roof really feels like a room and not like the exterior of your house. And you can see now we're getting some shiplap up on the ceiling. But we're gonna cover that in the next video. So that's it for right now. Make sure So make sure you hit subscribe, stay tuned, and until next time, this is Premier Outdoor Living.